It was first promised way back in 1992 when Sydney won the right to host the Olympic Games. And now the missing link between the M4 and the city is at the mercy of politics once more. Labor wants to tear up Mike Baird's plans, and if Bill Shorten becomes Prime Minister, WestConnex could be delayed yet again. Here's Adam Walters with the story.
As Labor's infrastructure minister in 2013, Anthony Albanese committed $1.3 billion to the WestConnex project. But times have changed. An electoral boundary change to Mr Albanese's inner Sydney seat of Grayndler could mean a tight contest against the Greens. And with Mike Baird working with the new Inner West Council to fast-track the project, Mr Albanese is now riding a wrecking ball into the Premier's preferred plans for the long-promised bypass of Parramatta Road.
But the WestConnex project isn't satisfactory in that it doesn't go to the port and the city.
Mr Albanese has called for the Auditor-General to investigate the way in which the Baird government is spending more than $1 billion in federal funding.
The truth of the matter is that the government's paid the money and they're just trying to work out where the project goes.
That he's more interested in chasing votes in the inner city seat of Grayndler than he is in delivering WestConnex to meet the needs of the people of Western and southwestern Sydney.
But the shadow Transport Minister in New South Wales says a $6 billion blowout in the budget for the project demands answers.
But the route is constantly changing, the scope is being altered. Our fear is that this will blow out even further.
But angry motorists have little time for politics. They are simply fed up with the daily drudgery of having to drive on Sydney's most notorious road.
Gridlock can get stuck here for about 30 minutes or 40 minutes if you're unlucky.
Adam Walters, 10 Eyewitness News.
Well, the Great Barrier Reef finally became an election issue today. The World Heritage Playground is increasingly under stress as warmer seas bleach the coral. Labor is offering big money, paid for in part by getting rid of the key policy in the Coalition's Direct Action Plan on climate change. Ursula Hager is out on the water.
Bill Shorten says he's got a clear vision on how to preserve the Barrier Reef.
This will be the single largest and indeed most overdue injection of funds to save the Great Barrier Reef.
Pledging $377 million in new funding to improve the management of the World Heritage Site. It's worth $5.7 billion to the economy, but 90% of it is now degraded from coral bleaching.
No political party is announcing policy at the scale the reef needs.
Labor's big push on climate change is designed to wedge Malcolm Turnbull on an issue where he's had trouble before. But how they'll pay for it, that's where it becomes a little murkier.
Labor can afford to protect the reef, in part because we're not going ahead with a $50 billion tax giveaway to large businesses.
We have decided to dispense with the taxpayer-funded Emissions Reduction Fund, which pays big polluters to reduce their pollution.
But now a bigger fish is weighing in. Virgin Australia founder Sir Richard Branson pledging a new fund to improve water quality on the reef.
If it becomes a political battle between the two parties as to who's going to save it, who's going to throw the most money at it, most likely that's a good thing for the reef.
Unless it means more visits from these guys.
We love babies, politicians and babies.
Ursula Hager, 10 Eyewitness News.